students, welcome to your science lesson of the day. In honor of October and in honor of Halloween, we are going to be reading about pumpkins. Yes, in honor of Halloween. So we are going to be reading the book today called Pumpkin Jack, written and illustrated by Will Hubell. Have you guys ever carved a pumpkin before? It's fun, but it's very challenging. Like, I always need to get someone to help me to carve the pumpkin, but I love to decorate it and paint it and then place a little candle inside the pumpkin. And once it's like has its seeds out of the seeds have come out of the pumpkin, but it's fun, but it's a messy job. But yes, we're going to be reading Pumpkin Jack. Pumpkin Jack. You see like a little jack-o'-lantern glowing by the window on a dark, spooky night. When Tim carved his first pumpkin, it was fierce and funny, just perfect. Now we know funny's kind of like goofy, funny means kind of silly, but what's fierce like? Fierce is like you give a ferocious face, like it's kind of like not necessarily a glare, but you're given a very firm, stern glance at someone. That's what the word fierce means. A jack-o'-lantern, this good deserved a name, so Tim gave it Jack. So he named his pumpkin Jack to fit the characteristics of the pumpkin of funny and fierce and perfect. A jack-o'-lantern this good deserves a name, so Tim gave it one Jack. Long after the best trick-or-treat candy was eaten, Tim still kept Jack. At night when a candle made Jack's face danced on the wall and filled the dark with a warm pumpkin smells, Tim felt Jack was almost magic. Yet too soon, the spell was broken. Oh no, what do you think's gonna happen to the pumpkin now? This pumpkin is beginning to rot, announced Mom. It's time to throw it out. Tim knew it was useless to argue. He carried Jack to the garden, which was filled with the brown ghost of last summer's plants. A dead garden is better than a trash can, thought Tim. Still, it made him sad to leave Jack outside and alone. Oh no. Whenever chores or play brought Tim to the garden, he looked at Jack. Every time Jack was different. He became wrinkled and his fierce smile began to look silly. Oh, so you can tell like his the front of his lip is starting to like sag and hang a little, and you can tell like the hard skin of the pumpkin is starting to sag and become softer. Mold spread over Jack's bright orange skin. As the days turned colder, Jack grew flatter. Oh, so his poor pumpkin's shrinking. It's becoming smaller and smaller, and not as firm, and it's becoming softer and softer. Winter began. Soon Jack was hidden beneath the snow, and Tim forgot about him. The cold, heavy jacket days came. Snowman and sliding days, indoor days, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Valentine's. When all of these days had passed and the March winds melted the snow, Tim found Jack. Oh, look, you could see the pumpkin stem right here, and then there's the pumpkin right there in the snow. There wasn't much left, just a faded and crumbled pumpkin skin, a stem, and a few seeds. Jack's Halloween magic was a distant memory now. Now, distant, what do you think distant means? Well, I like to think of distant as distance. So distance is like the length of something, like the how far away something is. So according to the sentence, Jack's Halloween magic was a distant memory now. So it kind of feels like, since he's in the month of March and Halloween was in October, so if we want to count with our fingers, October, November, December, January, February, and March. That's 6 months away, which is like almost a half year later since him and Jack spent time together. So yeah, you could say that's a very long ago. It seems that he was with Jack. Tim scraped a thin blanket of earth over the last bits of his pumpkin. "Goodbye, Jack," he whispered. And that was the last of Jack. When spring turned barefoot warm, a tiny sprout appeared where Jack had been. Tim found it, and guess what it was? Ooh. Now, what do you think is growing? The last time we were in March, and then we saw like the remains of the pumpkin, but now we see something else growing in its place. What do you think it is? In the days that followed, Tim weeded and watered and watched the sprout. Slowly and steadily, the plant changed and grew. It branched and it spread a web of vines over the ground, but no pumpkins appeared. So now we have a vine in its place, so a long stem that has plenty of leaves on it. That's a vine. The days turn hot. Flowers open on the plant each morning. Yellow stars that twisted shut forever in the afternoon. Still, they weren't any pumpkins. Finally, Tim found a little green ball growing behind a crumbled blossom. A pumpkin! Tim let out a whoop and ran to show his mom. By August, the plant had spilled onto the lawn. Tim's favorite game became pumpkin hunting. He carefully waddled among the leaves, searching for green pumpkins like hidden treasures. Ooh, have you guys ever been to a pumpkin patch and try to hunt for pumpkins? It's really fun. School began again and the days cooled. Tim had less time to visit the garden. When he did, the pumpkin plant seemed tired. There were few new leaves, and the old, tattered ones no longer hid the fat green pumpkins. Then one October morning, Tim woke to see frost coating the garden. The frost plant seemed to change to pale blue glass. After school, Tim discovered what the frost had done. The pumpkin's plant leaves were as limp as wet paper. It was dying. Tim searched among the withering leaves for the unripe pumpkins. He picked them and put them on the front porch, hoping for one more change. Look out how much pumpkins he has. Let's count how many pumpkins he has. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pumpkins. That's a pretty impressive number. 3 more to 10. By Halloween, the pumpkins had ripened to bright orange. They were many, for the plant had been generous. Tim was generous too. He gave away all but 1 pumpkin. Oh, that was nice of him. So he had a total of 7 pumpkins, and he gave away all of them but 1. So what's one number below 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he gave away 6 pumpkins to his friends. That was really nice of him. From jack-o'-lantern to seed to pumpkin again, the circle was almost complete. Now it was time for Tim to do his part. He gave his pumpkin a face. It smiled at him in a fierce and funny way. Tim smiled too and said, "Welcome back, Jack." Aw, look at him smiling at the pumpkin. And that was it for our Science Read Aloud today. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys later.